Oh hey, I'm here, at the screen. Although, it looks a little off because I was just checking a thing, but here's the scoreboard, and here we can finally move back. So let's make sure, as I turn that down, that everything is indeed working correctly. But that's the scoreboard. If it's wrong at all, well, we'll work with what we've got, and someone will let me know, because this is what I had at the, this is what I had in my notes. So that's why the scoreboard is it. And by notes, I mean that's what I had as the image that I was editing, because it's essentially an image. As we get into Yolgathag, Knight Errant, all perks, random item. I had to move a thing. Mizuki. So, thank you for the good luck. I'll need it, because boy, this Yolgathag Knight Errant might be very painful doom-wise. If nothing else, I'm gonna get reset once or twice is the guess, but hopefully that won't be because of human error, it'll be because of RNG, which is largely out of my control, but I can still control it somewhat. Charisma, second mystery, dexterity, light, strength, and maybe a knowledge check. I want to run an ally attack. It's not like I can't, but again, Yolgathag Knight Errant for me is usually that's a quick way to doom land. So as I sit here wondering, well, not at the apartments, but at the school, if I do this, what am I really missing out on? Missing out on hardware store, and I'm missing out on, well, injuries here, but I think I'm still gonna do this. I can still swerve if I need to, because it'll depend on my mysteries. If I don't have, say, Akamanto, Scissors, Flood, or even Recluse, then I need to swerve, is what I'm thinking. So let's see how this starts out. I had a mute because I had a cough, but ever since I got sick, now I have this, not whooping cough, but I have a bad cough. But as we put in the yes or no shirt, I see Ward. At least I have the legal den, kind of. I also see Painting, Botanist, Hell, and Metamorphosis. So let me just count my ending A's then. A, not A, 6, 12, possibly not, possibly getting ending A here. If I can grab Amy for ally attack. Ugh, it's still not great. And then running away here is going to be more Doom on top of the Knight Errant penalty. So theoretically, 12% Doom. I'd be taking a big risk regardless. But I have a legal den. I'm throwing my eyes up in real life, in thought. It can be managed. I need Botanist to not grow on. I'll put the bunnies here. Do your blink slate, get Masochist. Oh man, you don't even know. And then yeah, the bunny sensor we needed. Because I think in quick play you can't control Mizuki's graphic. And for those who don't know, you can click twice on Mizuki. If Mizuki has the occult, I'm thinking here. If Mizuki has the occult signs on her when you are selecting character select, you can get OG Mizuki. But that's if you do character select. In quick play, you don't really get that option. So I need to take Ward and Metamorphosis quickly. We have Botanist and Hell regardless, but then I want to take... I guess I'll take Metamorphosis now. Yeah, I'll take Metamorphosis now. I'm gonna sell the Inspiring Novel so that I can, 1, grab the Hospital Pass, but 2, I also need to grab allies, so I won't be using damage from my punch or kick action, theoretically. So yeah, let's go for it. I'm Mizuki, so I should be able to grab 2 students. Now I want Charisma, but if I don't get it, I'm not going to work too hard for it. I kind of regret saying that a little bit, but we've already done the thing. I can double my funds, but that's gonna hurt my ally attack, so I'm probably not gonna do that. And yeah, we'll work with this. We'll grab the Hospital Pass, because that will still be a thing. Also, that was random item stats, because the Hospital Pass cost 3, I think. So maybe I should have doubled my funds. It's a bit too late, though. I don't want to monument and have it ask for funds, so let's do one last police station thing. Forest Village. I have footage and household hell. But I also have ward and painting. So definitely going to be the forest for police patrols. And away we go. So we're working with 38% effective doom here. I will definitely want to use the monument, but I need to wait until I get funds. Well, I also need to wait for funds. Woo! Sorry for the developer, but the sprite doesn't know the testing costumes and the body. Yeah, a lot of people share that opinion. I can see where that opinion comes from. I would be taking the side of the criticism if I were to really give my opinion. I don't hate it, but I see where the dislike comes from. Again, so a lot of the art is experimental. That's not a defense. That's my thoughts on how things are going. And they are. I mean, obviously, as art gets updated here and there, most of it isn't bad. It's just that I think Ico was another one, right? So it was a decision. Not everyone agreed, and again, if I had to choose, I wouldn't agree either. It's just that's what we got. So I see what I did pick up Hermit. Oh, Hermit was Mizuki's passive gain ally, which, funny enough, would have been great on 7th Curse. I could also use Hermit here, but again, we'll wait because we need to wait. And now I Monument because Monument. Ask for reason, please. Okay, well, asking for funds is kind of dangerous. I'll have to throw away reason again, but I don't want to prepare either. As I fail strength. Am I going to actually just die here straight up, by the way? I can drink this bottle of water. I don't know what it'll actually do for me. Let's find out. Another point of charisma would have been nice. This is normally why I save Metamorphosis for later. In Mizuki's case, you can see it specifically here. If I leveled up once or twice, the optimal route, as I'm thinking of how I'm going to get out of this, probably going to throw the empty bottle and hope for a good roll one of these 2 turns, because that'll be 4 damage plus 12 plus 10. But that's the upside here. The downside is that, again, if I had saved this for Mystery 2 or 3, maybe I level up, I at least get another point of charisma so I can do double ally attack, if you're running ally attack. Optimally, you get fame, and then you can do a whole bunch of cool stuff, but hey. And then Ico, yeah, and then Ico sprite change was a thing too. I think that actually got reverted, because for some reason I don't remember this, even though it was just in 1.0, but I could also start sending allies, but that nerfs my long-term damage. I think I do survive this. It's just a matter of... Yeah, because I can throw a kick here too. Bracing would be cool, but I get more damage per damage taken here. Now, unfortunately, I have to option select this by throwing the empty bottle. I do have to throw the empty bottle because I did 10 damage, so... Old gods forbid I accidentally... Or I missed any of those kicks either, but they were more because the ally attack was guaranteed. Basically, I planned things out. Now, dying obviously is the worst debuff here, but I could ward now. Yeah, just in case we run into dullness, I should ward it now. Also, while I can rest here and there, but I'm going to be under the effect of the Knight Errant penalty, so actually I don't get to rest as much as I want. But I definitely want to be at least... I can't even do this. I want to be at least 5 to 6 stamina reason before I go into painting. That's my bare threshold minimum. Then we can work with what we've got. So, this should be a 1 turn unless spooky things happen. And that was very close, but hey. Oh, we're on all perks, by the way. Deduction would be nice. I might as well increase my charisma here. Or to increase my charisma more later. Optionally or alternatively, either word works in this case. I could heal stamina or reason as well, but this... I don't want to run. That's too much doom. But if I'm gonna rest anyways, I might as well take the experience here. Although if I do rest, I lose my tireless bonus, so I need to remember about tireless a lot more, among other things. I also need to remember my second mystery, or second encounter, because I forgot about that too. I want to say it was the boss, and if I'm wrong, I would have liked funds there, but the game rolled 12 plus 1 modifier. What do I want to do with myself? Well, I will be able to take a bath. The question is, am I going to take more damage? I'm still okay with the thing here. Actually, I have to do Doom there. I don't have to do Doom there, but it would be nice. 70-70. I die to stamina, though, if I miss this, so... I need to hit... We're gonna do this. If I die... I'm thinking. I can do this as well. Yeah, I might as well. Let me just think to be sure. Not stamina, sorry. Pray, 2 reason for 1 stamina. This should be a guarantee. Yeah, it's a guarantee with 8 charisma, because with 8 charisma, I can do a guaranteed No, I can't. No, I can't. I'm going crazy. Well, well, if I assume ally attacks damage fluctuation is 50%, there's less risk involved in doing this than it is to do what I just showed you. Also, thank you very much for the super chat, Netska. That's... Yeah, thank you. I don't know, I'm very much obliged. Why do I have to forget about... Because sometimes I think there's someone who may have sent one in an earlier stream, but I remember. So yeah, thank you very much for the super chat. But we're gonna do this, and if I die, well, I die. For New Year luck and past streams that you couldn't attend. Yeah, no, don't bother about it. Don't bother. Don't bother. That's not the word. Don't worry about it. Well, this situation here is bothering me. The super chat situation is not. So don't feel pressured at all, because I am also feeling pressured to do more things. So I think we're gonna do this. For the love of everything, I would like to ally attack kick. For those who don't know, I can do handcuff play, so that's why if handcuffs gets changed, we would definitely have run there. It makes the game less interesting. That much I will say. As I move back into trying to do my best to survive this run. I need to take double stamina here. And where I'm painting. I want to pick Amy up here. The ally attack threshold is actually really, really important. Doing only 12 damage next to doing 14, that's such a big jump, as you've seen in the last 2 boss encounters. Now, I could have also done double ally attack. That was also available to me, but... Well, we don't have the hardware store, but we are going to get more damage to throw, so hey. Learned yesterday, 98% Doom run you won with Mizuki. Ally attack says 12, but does 10 or 12, not 11. Yeah, no. It's specifically to... That's why the calculation, or the equation that I gave... yeah, I have to do peace of mind. The equation that I gave in my battle tutorial video, for those who don't know what that video is, please go see it if you want to learn actual, more objective information about World of Horror's innards. Without me, all you have is my hearsay word of I've never data mined the game, because that goes against the developer's wishes and can get you banned from the Discord channel. But that's why for the ally attack equation, I say number of allies times 2 minus 2 with the 50% chance, because it always fluctuates by 2. That's the bottom line. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it never fluctuates by 1, 3, 4. It's always 2 at I want to say 50% chance. That's why I don't know. But, hey. I should have grabbed the light source. I don't know why I grabbed this no-fuel chainsaw. I don't think you can even throw this. So all I did was hurt myself. But I think I can't take Amy here. Unless I'm just going to outright die. That's probably going to happen too. Unless I do a send ally play and then swerve into a weapon. But... You can't do this. Well, I'm not gonna say you can't do it to reason, but it's very, very unlikely because it's always possible because you can dodge. Now, unfortunately, well, one, I have to run from this, but two, I mean, I can do this and then try to go for a double ally attack at about 50%, but okay. And Demon Mask, yeah, Demon Mask and other types of damage increasing items, perks, so on and so forth, do not work for ally attack. But at this point, again, if you're running Mizuki ally attack properly with the good RNG behind you, you won't need it. So again, in my opinion, it's a bit unfortunate. Syntax-wise, it should work for ally attack. Things like Demon Mask, core strength-ish. Yeah, I mean, it's arguable either way, but I think it's fine without those damage increases, so it being a footnote asterisk is not bad. I could try to do this after doing a weird play, but I think I'm just gonna... Yeah, I have to run here. So that's really unfortunate, and then we take the Knight Errant penalty, so we're probably gonna die to the Knight Errant penalty. That's all I'm trying to say. Funny enough, with another flashlight, that encounter probably would have been just fine, but it didn't happen. Also, us not being on character-specific perks is also hurting me, but... Yeah, and then yeah, Zeal I'm pretty sure doesn't work on ally attack either. But it doesn't need to there. There it makes more sense. So, I mean, if I need to throw a kick out, I guess. But at this point, we do need to start healing, just healing in general. I normally would take Reason. But hey, also, yeah, that's right, we're on Yogaptak, so even more Doom damage. I want to grab a pack of cigarettes. I don't think I even get the choice to do that. We do still have Hermit with us, but the Knight Errant penalties will add up, so... And I theoretically have about... If I have Deduction, I have 2. Yeah, I have 2 level ups left, so that's about 4 HP's worth in healing. So we hope. Got ill-fated fame at the start of the run, still ended up with 98%. With second encounter mystery check 1, so that's gone Harbinger, not for now. Yeah. Harbinger of Doom is still Harbinger of Doom. That's all I can... As a general thing, that's a Harbinger of Doom. It will test your limits, whether RNG or otherwise. But as I play more Slay the Spire, I mean, I can't really... Because that... Even though they are a little different. One is a deck battle. We have to run from this, by the way. One is a deck battler, RNG roguelike, and World of Horror is a... What do we really want to call it? Yeah, what genre does... I guess I'll just... Because I don't want to say just roguelike. By the way, we take the stamina damage here, even if we don't get the katana. I'm just going to say point-and-click roguelike for lack of a better term, but you get the point. They're both different genres. I don't think one's RNG is worse than the other, is all I'm trying to say. Now, this is a high threat level location, so I need to pass one of these, and I don't, because I rolled an 11. So I guess this is goodbye to my score, as I update that really quickly, and I will show you right after I expire here. So... Yeah, as that happens, let's move on. Yeah, Knight... Not running ally attack, though. What would I grab? Yeah, obviously Monkey Wrench, but we also grabbed the Hospital Pass, so... if I could have let go of an ally to avoid that... Yeah, it's hard to say, because I also ran into the easy encounter, which normally I'm just going to run from regardless, so it's not really a fair statement to say anything could have gone differently there. But anywho, we'll move on. Goizo, Fatalist, All Perks, Mimi. All Perks Mimi actually I think is a bit better. Obviously it's still RNG, because if you get not as great perks on your level ups, then I would still have preferred Mimi perks. But you know what I mean. I think. Charisma, second, Takshi Light. Every single non-stat check, maybe a dexterity check, but definitely a charisma check. Which, I mean, you could try to run ally attack is Mimi. The main difference is, yeah, point-and-click roguelite. I guess that's another one. Because it's not like you're really losing anything by failing a run. There are certain check marks of the traits of a roguelite, and like, that World of War does not check off. But, yeah, I think we're gonna go with this. Schoolyard could be interesting. If I'm not gonna use yeah, let's actually gamble on Schoolyard. Because if nothing else, now that I've gotten more, I've kind of, what do I want to say? I've livened up to the idea of using Send Ally, if nothing else. Which is definitely what the Schoolyard allies can be used for. That's Flood, right? And then this is Coma. And then everything else I don't know. So I want to take Coma eventually. But let's just take something else just in case. I am Mimi. Mainly I start with the Scalpel. But what I was going to say before thinking about chat comments was that Mizuki starts with an ally. So running ally attack is, again, the ally attack update. I forgot if that was 1.0 or something right before the update before 1.0, the release. But I feel, whenever Mizuki got her big, whenever the game got the ally attack is when Mizuki really got buffed. That's all I'm trying to say. So I am on Fatalist, so I don't know, but since School, if I were to look at the average case of School and Seaside, School has more investigations in general. If anyone wanted more advice on what to do with the police station. But yeah, Mimi is a lot of people's waifu. Let's just get that out of the way. Mimi is, I mean, I see it. That's all I need to say. I could go for allies now. You know what? We'll go for it a little bit now because we have the Doom to spend. Now, hopefully, I think one of them is lowering my knowledge, so that's not great. I could have just saved them, but that I need 7 knowledge to do a prep attack, clap bow, as we get clap bow. And I guess we'll just sit with the student for now. Later on, we'll try to ask for more students if possible, but that'll depend on if I get another chance to even visit the schoolyard. Because for all I know, the last 2 mysteries, or unknown mysteries, I guess, without confusing anyone, if I were to say it in a way that doesn't confuse anyone, could be out-of-town mysteries. That's what's going through my head as I get to the end of Nails, and I'll probably end up just handcuffing this guy. That's a lot of Doom to lose, by the way, but those are just events with no other option, so yeah. Yeah, we just eat this damage in the face. In fact, I think we just do this twice and then handcuff. Yeah, we just do this twice and handcuff. Ah! My body! So, as long as I don't mess this up. Oh, my hand was shaking there, by the way. Oh, Shield's also fun to play. My main gripe with Mimi is the max reason, but that gets healed the moment. Well, that gets not healed, but that gets not mitigated either. But that's the best word I can use. Mitigated once she gets first aid. Now, obviously, I'm on an all perks run, so that's less viable. But let's take something else because I'm less afraid of Coma than I am of another boss mystery, and this is not a boss mystery, but. Hopefully, basically, I'm not. Hopefully, the last one over on the right is not Metamorphosis. That's the best I can ask for. Well, no, it's not, because if it's Recluse, I'm also gonna hate it. But hey, I'm doing jazz hands in real life, the jazz hands emote. But well, here we are on our first ghost encounter. I might as well. We're gonna lose 3 reason for this, but we at least get something out of this encounter. Now, I do know Bow Clap, right? Bow Clap is my first 2. Still gonna sever. I hit my shirt against my own body. Do I want some RNG? The serious answer is no. The funny answer is yes. So, really depends. What do I want to do for this encounter? Yesterday got the vampire bloodsucker enemy, tech twice, got mangled hands twice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, while you do have to get rid of mangled hands, in my case, it's double cut artery. There's a reason why I'm saying I don't want cut artery as my injury. But mangled hand is right up there with injuries you don't want. What can I do here, really? I can do this into a kick, into a desperate struggle action. That's what I can do. With 5 strength, I should still get a guaranteed kick. So this perfectly puts me at 3 stamina. This is a common, not a mistake, but a misplay, I think, in my opinion, where people just end up taking 6 stamina damage in this encounter, but you should just be bracing into a desperate prep attack if you work the numbers out. By now, it's kind of muscle memory at this point. I'm still calculating just to make sure, and sometimes I mess up my calculations, but you get the point. Trying to be optimal will still help out. Also, we need to take Flood next, because I would rather take Flood than Metamorphosis, because I at least have control over Metamorphosis in sublocations. Speaking of sublocations, Flood, you're stuck in a forest, and the village, and everything else, so yeah. So, what's our random perk going to be? This is important. So, okay, never mind. Just default to Fast Swimmer and take Strength. Now, if I have Recluse less, I do want to take Knowledge eventually. Not that it helps. Yeah, it does actually help. It does actually help. Having 8 Knowledge, more often than not, turns Recluse into a guaranteed 3 turn, as opposed to a possible 4 turn. Because doing 8 Sever damage, the roommate can have more than 24 HP. What I really want to say is, it's funny how having 8 knowledge can be the difference between doing 24 damage and doing 30 damage per turn. And it makes sense. Once you do the math, you understand why. I'll leave that for you to think about, for anyone to think about, but was ally attacking so you were fine, but never knew the enemy could give you mangled hand twice in a row. Oh, really? Does Bloodsucker enemy have a special attack? I didn't know that. Either that, or I just end up dodging regardless for some reason in that encounter, so maybe I never noticed it. But as we take 2 stamina damage here... That's interesting, though. Really? Unless that was just medical history? My assumption was that you were playing medical history. If not... Huh. I never noticed that. In my 3 plus years of World of Horror. Probably, 3 plus years, I think. Let's grab funds here. While I think I've gotten the question before, why not grab the reason healing? Also, that's right, we have 10 max reason. But why not grab the reason healing from that event? It's because when threat levels exist, you sometimes don't heal. Sometimes you don't heal at all. But I think that event you still grab one. I can't remember. We're taking the wine, by the way. We could go for another... Yeah, let's go for another one, because we're at max 10 reason anyway. It's nice for my stamina to rest and heal, but when I run into encounters like this, it kind of doesn't matter. I might as well just throw the Hail Mary here. Now, if I miss too many times, I just need to hit one of these attacks. So I can do this. And all things considered, I should have just fought the boss now, but we should still be fine. We can rest twice more. We can rest 2 more times. Was on ill-fated. Oh, yeah, you said ill-fated. Whoops. Preparing to jump. Oh, preparing to jump on you? Okay. Yeah, I thought it gives you, like, cut artery or badly bleeding instead. Huh. Oh, well, I'm thinking of the bloodsucker in the hospital. You might be talking about another enemy. And if you're not, let me know, because I'm totally misremembering or misinterpreting what was said. Bloodsucker jumps at you trying to bite your neck. Inflicts torn muscle only performed after she steps back. Okay, it's obviously muscle memory for me to do to brace when I see an attack coming. So that's why I guess I don't know that, because I always avoid doing so. But when you're using ally attack, I think that's the context, because I'm not looking down at the moment. The context is that you're using ally attack, so you don't really get to brace. Unless that happens. I would still brace there with ally attack, so... Hey, what is whose passive do again? Bloodsucker or Mimi? Mimi's passive is to have a scalpel. That's Mimi's passive, but if you're speaking of something else, please let me know. But with Fast Swimmer, we at least get to do this. I could go for strong, but as I just saw, I think 45% accuracy, yeah. So we're gonna do this instead. And then we do this. We do this. Torn Muscle, sorry. Mangled Hand is 1 stamina per attack, right? Yeah, it's, Mangled Hand is proc of... Yeah, that's why I was like, Mangled Hand? That thing gives you a Mangled Hand? That's even worse. But yeah, Torn Muscle is what it should... Yeah, some kind of thing where it tears you open. Usually it gives you... Things like that are Torn Muscle, Badly Bleeding, Cut Artery. I think Cut Artery is what Young Witch gives you, if I remember correctly. If not, well, we're playing the Recall Learning game. I should have drank the wine bottle, by the way. Forgot to. Oh yeah, Mimi something is... Yeah, so Mimi has Mimi's Obsession, which I can't show you right now because I'm doing a thing, but... So yeah, Mimi's Obsession, you lose minus 20% max reason. The reason why you drop from 13 to 10 is because 20% of 13 is 2.6. 2.6 is rounded, so you lose 3 max reason. That's the passive. Sorry. I just look at 10 max reason and it just becomes a part of Mimi, but that's also part of Mimi's passive. Sorry about that. Not just the scalpel. Although the scalpel is also technically... Well, it's an active if we were to use terms like that, but also a passive. But yeah, Mimi's Obsession is that. And I think that's also why an Eldritch Parasite, does she start with 28 max reason? I can't remember at the moment. We're going to take this now. So then we're into Vigil we go. Yeah, high enough knowledge even on Harbinger to do prep attack, which is really important because if Mimi moved to Harbinger, it could not prep attack with a scalpel immediately. We'd have a problem. But thankfully, Mimi gets to do that. But yeah, calculation-wise, for those, because I've seen the question pop up a few times, why does Mimi's max reason drop to 10 when it's 13 and 20% you're thinking that, at that point, you'd be thinking that it rounds down, but it doesn't. So, 20% of 13 is 2.6. 2.6 rounded to its closest integer is 3. So you have 10 max reason. Bow clap. That's my theory anyway. Basically, calculation's still wonky because some things round up and some things round down and some things round to the closest. Anywho. This is very good Doom, by the way, so if I fail this run, I have made mistakes and errors. But hey, yeah, so that's the case. Unless you're doing certain things like brace. If you brace against a, say, minus 3 stamina damage enemy, that brace, brace halves damage to 1.5, but it always rounds down. It does math floor, basically, in more programming terms. So, brace is math floor. I assume Mimi's Obsession and most curses and status effects are math round. And I forgot, is the other one called Math Ceiling? Forgot, but anywho. I can take this fight, right? I should be able to take this fight, especially with the brace prep strong, now that I have 7 strength to do this. Yeah, and then we should be able to, if I even need to do the meat cleaver thing, I can. The question is, do I have good accuracy? Kind of. Now, I wouldn't like to go all out like this, so let me just guarantee this for a second. And then I'll throw the meat cleaver. And we should get out. Yeah, that is 16 damage. And we'll move on. Again, for some reason I've turned into the World of Horror guy. I don't know where that came from. I wouldn't even call myself that because I'm not even that good at World of Horror. I just have more game time, which means... I mean, game time isn't always the end-all be-all. Hell, heck, I household hell, but... I don't consider it a very reliable thing. Now, obviously, with enough game time, if we're to go off topic for a moment... Oh, high threat level, by the way. If we're going to go off topic for a minute, obviously, there are some things you learn after a certain amount of time, so expectingly, there are things you should know if you put hundreds of hours in a game, but... Does that mean you're a pro? Not always, so... minus 3 reason, by the way. And also... Let's not grab holes, so I don't want to turn my brain off, but we may have to. in fear of dying here. But we should be able to do this. Yeah, so everything that 0.5 rounds under, over the 0.5 rounds, like 6 goes over damage. I believe is due to how fast you move through the gear. So yeah, it depends on what's being calculated, basically. There's still some jank here and there. What's my accuracy on my attack? I can do this, right? No, I get close. 85%. I shouldn't be taking this risk here. I really shouldn't be taking this risk here. In fact, I should just do this. So what we're going to do instead is that... I don't want to, though. 85%. Do I need to do this? No, I can actually send this ally. So let's do that. Only did 1 damage. No! Well, 85%. Let's go. Yeah! It could have been a lot worse, though. I could have also taken that boss fight, but let's not use Doom. Don't give me fetid fumes. Do I have fetid fumes? I do anyway, so never mind. I can reach the lighthouse and brute force my way through. The question is, am I going to be able to reach the lighthouse? We're in coma, so we're going to lose a lot of reason, that's for sure. I forgot to drink the wine bottle! That's the biggest mistake I've made this run. The wine bottle, I'm pretty sure, becomes the empty bottle, if I'm not mistaken. Also, the fact that I'm not even at 50% Doom, I think, is the worked out Doom threshold to use the schoolyard to its utmost efficiency. Now, with that said, let's actually just rest here for a moment now. Because basically, I want my HP, whether it's stamina or reason, to be at 4 or above. Otherwise, if it's 3 or below and you take -2 reason or -2 stamina, depending on the threat level, you die. So yeah. I do have the wine bottle, but I don't like to drink it in this circumstance, so we're going to keep resting here. Oh, we're on Goizo too, right? Yeah, we're on Goizo. So in fact, my Doom is increasing even more. That's the reason I have Event of the Day. I completely forgot. I'm going to gamble here. Because my Doom is going to rise too much otherwise. So, let's waste... Never mind. Let's do that. Can I do this, by the way? I can. Unless it costs 5 funds. It does not. And I'd rather force out of funds here than anything else. So, thankfully the hospital is at a low threat level. But that doesn't get me out of the woods. Also, I should have drank the energy drink, but we'll set this on fire, because this is the last investigation. So, theoretically, I die here, but since sudden death does not affect that, we should be just fine. I also never drank the wine bottle, but we should still be fine. So let's just be sure. So we have every single non-stat check, by the way. I did forget my second encounter, but the worst we lose is 83% Doom. So we should be just fine. I'm going to level up and heal reason. What am I saying? And then we're going to go whee! And we should be good. In fact, that may be a bit too much, but hey. So with that, how many people on the green earth have 5,000 and star and bronze? Guns out dedications have so no matter the game, hours played can only basically, in my opinion, there's a certain ceiling with the amount. Like if you've put minimum hundreds of hours in the game, after that point, if you're at a bottleneck, no matter what game you're playing, shooter, fighter, fighting game, sports game, strategy game, roguelike, then after that it comes down to something else, whether it's hand-eye coordination, whether it's knowledge. I'm trying to actually remember what my second mystery was. I think it was ramen, and it was. But yeah, after that, yeah, if you need to do some online research, now you have the internet. If you need to do some if you need to take a break, if you need to fix, get your powers of memorization, your abilities to memorize things a lot better. Even though me not using words is also a thing, then yeah, at that point, it's something else. But I want to say Kabuki Killer. It was not. But it doesn't matter. We did the Goizo run. So let me update the scoreboard and then show you the scoreboard. Even though not much is... I think my high score has been 4 gods so far. Because I'm at the mercy of quick play, although that's not the reason why. RNG is definitely not... Or RNG old god-wise, in terms of which old god I get, is not the reason why I have not completed this challenge. It's still... Again, I can turn that hours played argument into a me thing, which is... Yeah, the reason why I haven't completed this challenge yet is due to my own mistakes. So as we get into Ath, Knight Errant character exclusive Kana. Spoilers, by the way. Pain. Initially make a lot of progress, but as you play you need more and more to make progress. Yeah, so... Yeah, I mean... You're not wrong. I think you're more right than I am. It's just that for me, personally, I guess I do turn it into a me thing. And so we have Dexterity, Light, Knowledge, Second Encounter, Charisma, and Takushi-san. Ooh. Nah, that's fine. Is that for me, I expect myself, if I put hundreds of hours in a game, I expect myself to be at a higher level than normal. Then I would expect... Like, I don't expect myself at least to be at an average level. I expect to be at a high level. But a higher level than what I would consider average, depending on where I am in game. But in World of Horror, I think I'm doing okay in World of Horror. It's just... Yeah, I should be a lot better. Also, we started with Book of Gore, so this should be a gimme-ish kind of run. But we are on Knight Errant, so... And we're playing Kana, so both of those two facts together... is a measure of, it's not my HP, well, it's not my stamina and or reason I'm worried about. I'm worried about my Doom. So what are we going to Knight Errant into? Depends on timeline. Depends on my investigations, although theoretically I should be taking this. That's always ending A, but that's painful. Footage depends, and teacher, I think, also depends on decides the right question, right? Why is this one split into two? Anywho. So, Arms, Flood, Teacher, as no Metamorphosis. Arms, I guess I'm just gonna gamble. I am Kana, so I don't die. But again, Doom can be really intensive this run. I have Book of Gore, but that's no consolation if I don't get access, because say I take Teacher, and then I get... For some reason I cast Book of Gore, then I enter Flood. Things can be really bad. Nonetheless, I still need to take one of these. I guess I can do Metamorphosis into the thingy. I can pop the Inspiring Novel here as well. Yeah, you 3.5 hour playtime. I assume 100 out for LA and have the account to boot. Again, I mean, it depends per person. But if we're talking about, like, if someone were to ask me, how do you improve, Jordan, how do I improve in a game? I have over 500 hours in it. My first guess would be, because I don't know, I don't know the person specifically as well, I would say, there's something else, maybe you need to look up, just watch someone else play who's quote-unquote good at the game. That sounds a bit condescending, but you get what I mean. And then maybe try to figure out where things are going wrong. Among other things, maybe you need to do some research and just try changing your playstyle, see how that works out. Things like that. Again, I wouldn't know because I assume a stranger is asking me the question, but that would be my, free advice. Not the best teacher either. What did I have again? Arms, Metamorphosis, Flood. Oh, what a terrible combination. Teacher. And then Footage. Because we have Footage, we do have Metamorphosis. We have Mansion and Seaside Investigation. We don't have a lot of them, but more than enough to justify either putting patrols at the Seaside or the Mansion. But since we're in Metamorphosis now, I'm going to put them in the Seaside. By the seashore. And let's finally grab a weapon at the illegal den. Why did I enable the illegal den again? I guess we're not grabbing a weapon. No, we need to grab a weapon here. So the meat cleaver it is. And we're building strength. But anywho. Yeah, Kana from the Eels. mystery. And for those who don't know, you cannot get eels while playing as Kana. That's the thing there. Really? So yeah. But passive-wise, always starts with max 8 stamina, max 8 reason, unless other things happen. But right now, I think it's... Well, it's not that it's a bug, but it's a design oversight, where if you play on Eldritch Parasite Backstory... If you don't know, I'm just going to say it right there. But it results in Kana still having 8 max stamina, max reason. But to Kana's advantage, they can use spells like Ghostly Spear and Mind Drain with no penalty. Actually, it's a good thing that I got interrupted there, because there was something happening that was not really... Yeah, you can't get too Kanas, and yeah, there was a bird in the background. We have a bird around us, but it kind of makes sense, because something was seriously happening, so I had to make sure that everything's okay, and thankfully everything's okay. So, yeah, turns out having pets at all, they can be a good alarm system, basically. That's all I'm trying to say. But as we get into this encounter, what's putting off alarm bells in my head now is the fact that I have to throw out 45. You know what? Because I don't want to do this. Actually, I do want to do this still, because... So here's a little Kana trick for those. I've done it over and over again, but let me just keep doing it. So at least I have something to talk about. That's the scummy reason, but it does happen here. So this is also technically a design oversight-ish, if you want to look at it that way. But as I get close to dying... Well, I'm probably not going to actually die now. In fact, I think I can just end this now. Wait, it depends. No, I can't. But... So I'm going to refresh my HP here. So how Kana works is that... Yeah, you can't lose from loss of your health, but I'm just going to show you here as it happens, unless I defeat the enemy. Okay, I do. That's right. Never mind, I don't get to do it. I'll show you... Well, I'll talk about it now, because I don't know if I'm going to run into it. But if you... Say, if I die to stamina damage right now, then what happens is that my Doom increases by 5. So that's the trade-off there. So basically, Kana can only die to Doom, save from very specific things, zero statting, monument use. I think the monument use should stay, but that's for the developer to figure out. But... Oh, I should have taken... No. Yeah, I should have taken Flood first, but... Let's move on. So, yeah, I died to Stamina once, Doom increases by 5. If I die to Reason after that, my Doom increases by another 5, so I've lost 10 Doom altogether. However, what you can do is that if you run into an enemy that does all damage... So say that boss enemy was doing -3 all. If I had 3 stamina, 3 reason, and I died to that boss, quote unquote, then my Doom only increases by 5 once. That's something that I mean, you can theorize, but then I know it works out. So little Kana strats here and there. Now, is that a design oversight that may or may not get patched? I think something like Mind Drain, Infinite Ghostly Spear is going to be patched first. But just to let you know now, if something like that happens, I am not going to exploit those spells. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Well, hold on. Let me just make sure I have improvised set up. But that makes sense, right? I don't use things that are likely to be patched or should be patched. Because why practice doing something if it's going to change anyway? A real-life example is... No, I can't really think of a real-life example. But say something is, being exploited in, say, sports, right? And soon that a rule is going to be made so that you can no longer do said thing in sports. There's no reason for a team to continue to practice a certain strategy if the rules are going to change. Do you get what I mean? So that's my little thing. Yeah, and Kana has way too many exploits. Now, thankfully, I think almost all of them can be avoided if I were to say the most correct word I can think of. So there's that. So when you get Mind Drain, when you get Ghostly Spear, when you equip the Demon Mask. Well, the Demon Mask is... I let that slide. I wouldn't use it myself, but... And then we can... I mean, if you're really being really critical of me, you could say, Jordan, you can't use Handcuff Tech, but... Handcuff Tech at least has a thing that you need to learn how to do, whereas... Mind Drain is just bleh, just use the spell over and over. Also, I forgot I have Book of Gore, but I often don't like using Book of Gore. Book of Gore doesn't go often too well for me, and we'll see if that turns out true, if and when I have to use it. Actually, let me calculate that out now. Well, it depends on the injury, right? If I get... Well, I think right straight up, no, it doesn't. So I think that's balanced. So say I get cut artery, which is a major injury, or any major injury at all from Book of Gore. You heal 3 stamina, 3 reason, but you have to visit, in my opinion, you have to prepare for funds 3 times, which is 6 doom. Then you have to visit, yeah, that's not worth it, is it? 3 stamina, 3 reason to avoid a doom. Now, if you're gonna lose 10 doom, then that's probably worth it, but... And then here I am sticking with speaking of exploits, quote-unquote, dullness here, but I consider this fair because, 1, you have to run into dullness or Burning Man, and 2, your storage is limited anyway, and that can be a good or bad thing, because say if I had Vigil after this, and I kept my storage full, then you can't get any A. But anywho, and yeah, the improv thing, I talk about this in the, I think the battle tutorial video, kind of, but I also have Handcuff Tech, but yeah, that's because the dullness and the Burning Man, on top of just you be tossing things during the turn, is a die here. And then I lost the library book, so whoops. Yeah, that disappears into the Aether. But yeah, it's because they have the blind trait. Now, Panstaz may change that. If so, so be it. But it's not something I have to avoid doing. That's if I'm to use my own argument against me. Please tell me I don't die to reason here, by the way. Okay, good. Now, what's going to happen is, 1, I need to prepare the sensor, but also 2... Can I immediately do this? I think I can, right? So, and you don't need to censor this, theoretically speaking, but I do it just out of... I'm sure if we're worried about the robots, it's that the robots can't, for some reason, figure out, as I think I do die here, by the way. The robots can't figure out what's actually... I mean, what's on screen isn't actually what's on screen, but it's obvious to see how it may be the case. But anywho, this is 13 damage, right? Well, either way, I do at least 12 HP's worth here. And we'll throw this up, but... Essentially, if someone went to court over this boss, and, oh no, getting a ban on whatever platform they stream on, I would not deem them guilty. Also, we cannot do this, so we might get badly bleeding into Flood. But Flood is Flood, so I don't really care as much. It's the Doom increase here that I'm more scared of. I could also throw both of these, I think. Yeah, I can. To make sure that I two-turn this encounter. So, we are on Ill-Fated, by the way, as I take down the sensor. Yeah, not throwing items is not considered an attack. It's a free action if we're to use TRPG terms, which I consider World of War to be closer to. So, yeah. Yeah, throwing items is... I'll call it a free action. If someone has a better term, please let me know, but that's what I consider throwing an item and using spells is in World of War. Is or are? Anywho. We'll use a soft drink now because we're about to enter Flood, and I need a bit of reason protection. Or reason protection, that would be nice. And if Arms is a boss as well, that's why I have Branches and Broken Bottles. So yeah, just know the short version is in the Burning Man or Dullness encounters, or those 2 enemies, you can improvise infinitely as long as you don't aggro them, and you'll have a good amount of items to throw. Now here, I'm just going to do it just to save on some stamina, but... Yeah, you know, I'm just going to go full throttle. Hopefully I hit this. Okay, good. That way, because we're on Knight Errant, I might actually want to go through grabbing all the researches. I am Kana, so the Doom I spend here might be worth... Yeah, you know what? I don't often do this, but... I could die to stamina here, but Flood is a low Doom mystery anyway, and if I'm gonna get the Knight Errant penalty, I might as well take 10 Doom while we're here, so... Anywho. I'm streaming again. What's one of these? None of the casts call spells that could be bonus action, but throwing is a check. Huh? I'm misunderstanding what you're saying there. I think I'm misunderstanding what you're saying there. Also, I'm gonna do the thing. Hey, I'm gonna refresh myself now. So, we're gonna do this. Hold on, let me focus. Do you have any tips to 5 on Harbinger? Really doing math, and that's my first and foremost tip, is doing math correctly in encounters. I know that's a really general thing. If you want a more specific one, bracing on odd damage, because a lot of enemies do 3 damage on Harbinger due to the damage increase. So that's my immediate thing. This is gonna help me? Yeah, it is. So let's do this really quickly. Never mind. Oh yeah, no, this is okay. This is good. So we're gonna die, quote unquote, here, but at least we only lose 5 Doom, and then we do this. And you die a lot on Harbinger, yeah. So, and aside from that, the really most helpful tip on Harbinger is to... Harbinger is a difficulty that you definitely want to know the events you're working with. I say events you're working with instead of just events in general, because if you're using, say, Haspin's mod pack of events, then you do not want to... Then obviously you're working with a different set of events. So if you... Basically, Harbinger of Doom turns into a... If you want to, you know, test your own ability to remember things, then Harbinger of Doom is a big test of that, because if you don't know your events, you're just going to be floundering around and taking unnecessary damage. Like here, I know I can get a spell here, but I think it's stamina damage if I fail. So since my reason is lower, often I make decisions to take the other kind of damage, if you get what I mean. That's the bigger, well, event-wise piece of advice I would like to give as we do Brainworms here, because we might as well. I also have Book of Gore, so maybe I do want to cast that, but we'll see. So, but then the encounter or the enemy, the battle advice that I give is to not always brace, but you want to do math so that you're making the most optimal play. Now, that depends on your risk-reward. If you like dodging a lot and then you succeed in dodging a lot, then feel free to dodge a lot. But since I like to play a bit more consistently, even though I don't play consistently at times, you want to decrease risk, basically. But if you have no other choice, then all you really can do is take that risk. Like, if you're about to die, like, say I'm not Kana here and I'm about to die here, I have to go for a dodge play, because that's my only other way of dealing damage. Things like that on Harbinger. So, and just to let you know, if you manage to succeed, if your win rate on Harbinger is even 25% or higher, I think that's my actual win percent on Harbinger of Doom, it's like 33% tops, but... You get what I mean. Then you've done a lot better than even the developer, because the developer has made Harbinger of Doom in an attempt to stop us from winning at all. And us includes the developer and everyone else involved with the game's creation. But anywho. So I don't want to eat another piece of Doom damage here because I have only that much left. So it'll really depend. I'm not planning to run from encounters. So Soul and Joint is not terrible, but boy. Aika, out of Mimi, Kiriko, Aiko. If you want it to be less difficult and you're playing on Harbinger, play Aiko. If you want funsies, play Mimi. Kyrie is kind of, yeah, Kyrie is kind of the average character next to Koji, but spells are a big gacha system. If you like gacha systems, I guess you can play Kyrie somewhat, but knowledge items are an interesting thing as well. But Mimi, in that list, I would say Aiko for if we're talking less difficulty-wise, Aiko, then Mimi, then Kyrie. But that's just my opinion as well. So I'm going to cast Book of Gore again. Don't give me a thingy. I could have also cast Abolish. Could I have cast Abolish? I could have, actually. So, whoopsie-doopsie. Hopefully that takes effect this turn, and then I get out next turn. Never mind, I lied. Well, shoot. That's not great, but I have no other choice, so away I go. On Mimi's little project, got to the lighthouse, died since he didn't have enough dexterity. Yeah, that's... Yeah. Doom management before the light. If you reach... You want... Again, another very, very simple terms of service in terms of Doom is you want your Doom to only increase by about 18% per mystery. Now, if you're doing trade-offs, like I'm going to spend 25% Doom on the first mystery, but I'm only going to plan to increase Doom by 10% on the fourth, then you can kind of mix and match. But in general, you only want your Doom to increase by 18% to 20% tops per mystery. Because after that, you're just going to outright die. But anywho. I was thinking of whether or not I wanted to cast Book of Gore again. I don't think I do. And I think the rest of my mysteries are kind of average Doom-wise, so I'm in a bit of trouble here. I didn't even get the rumor, but hey. So, what do we do here? Arms into footage. Yeah, this could be GG for me. Now, I am Kana, so I get to Monument a lot more often, but let's Monument once and not push our luck. That's right, I'm Kana. And, well, this is character-specific, so character-specific perks. So, with all... If I were on all perks, I would like to level up, but since I'm not... Level-ups do give me accuracy. What do I want to do? I want to grab a pack of cigarettes. That's all I'm really thinking about. That would allow me to prep attack, prep strong, but also allow me to brace prep attack, I think. Now, this is not a nice encounter, but I think I have to take it. And we can take it, I think. Never mind, I've cut arms in you still, so instead we're... Oh wait, we can't run either because we have a swollen joint. So, I guess we're casting Book of Gore and just gonna throw all luck to the wind. So, without further ado, I'm still going to brace here, but we're going to start casting Book of Gore. So, yeah. Now, well, Leeches is the other one, but I'm pretty sure if I don't recall correctly, I think... Forgot what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought. Anywho, we're going to cast Book of Gore again. Concussion, but that doesn't matter yet. The moment I lose a point of strength, that's when I care. But so this should do 11 damage, and I'm barely off, so we do need to brace again. But I'm still going to cast Book of Gore again, yes, because things. But as I get a broken bone, as I just said. Yeah, now we live and die by Book of Gore. So, away we go. Because I can't afford to spend any more Doom. Yes, I could use the Monument with Book of Gore, but if the moment it asks for funds, I'm also... Things are not great. Now that being said, I might as well Monument while I have the funds, so... Well, we might as well Monument while we have the funds. So yeah. Oh yeah, and not resting as much on Harbinger of Doom. I'm going to slowly go through these comments just to be sure. Please tell me I'm not going to lose more reason here. Is there a full gun setup? Playing Moriko? I mean, that's not, I mean... Yeah, for using gun weapons, I assume? Not really. Like, not off of a character that doesn't start off with a gun. Because then after that, it relies on RNG. Also... What a terrible time to run into this. I also have swollen joints, so again, we live and die by the Book of Gore. We're slowly dying, though. If we get a second hangover, we die to 0 statting. So, you know, funny enough, we live and die by Book of Gore. We live and die by Book of Gore, literally. So, broken jaw. Well, there's the broken jaw. But we can get rid of that later or soon. Unless I'm locked out because of the last investigation. But hey, this is the last investigation. Please don't be Timeline B. Okay, good. There goes all of the injuries that go away at the end of a mystery, but we're still not out of the woods yet. I should have sat on this level up. It's too late. We'll take Perception because we don't want to die. And funny enough, we're taking stats because I don't want to die to stamina and reason anyway. But I do need to visit the doctor's office because I need to get rid of things. Let me just make sure some of these, which of these are minor. Yeah, broken jaw. So we get rid of that for 3 doom along with other minor injuries, but we live with everything else. So hey, what background should you do? 7th curse if you want a weapon for characters who don't have a weapon. World of Horror backstory if you don't want anything bad to happen. Some people might take scars because you take less damage there, but I think the max... Well, you can if you want. I just personally choose not to do it. So yeah. Yeah, the cheap... Yeah, the injury logic, I mean, gameplay-wise it makes sense, but immersion-wise, I can understand how it can break immersion. When you pull your hand out of a vending machine and you miss the dexterity check, and you get exposed ribs for pulling out your hand, I mean, yeah. But so this we don't really care as much about Book of Goring, but bad things can still happen. So unfortunately, I can't run. Tell me I do this. Okay, I can. For 1 point of doom. Basically, if we reach the lighthouse, I did forget my second mystery, by the way. Or second encounter. But if we can get out of this, we should be just fine. Now, I'm stuck in the forest at this point, so unfortunately... I can't use the monument, which would have been nice because I have Book of Gore, but... If I die due to Doom, that's my mistake. Also, is this a max threat level forest, or do I have roads closed? I have roads closed. That's why my Doom is increasing through the roof here. So I just have to hope and pray I get out of this mystery soon, because if I don't, we're dead by Doom. Oh, for the love of everything. I'm just gonna die at RNG here, aren't I? I should have used the monument. I made a mistake. Well, it's nice of the game to give me a lot of successes here now, but I'm now dead. I'm now dead. Ah, what a terrible idea I've done. No, Snoo Monster, get away from me now. Well, I'll take you down with me. But I promise you, well, I'm gonna dodge just for funsies, but do I even get anything? Dodge is such a bad action. That's my personal opinion, but just maybe dodge is a bad action. But out of curiosity, how many times do we dodge? Because we need to dodge every single attack. Well, we need to dodge twice while hitting things, but it's not great either way. Also, nice missing 85%. So not only did I fail to dodge twice, I also missed 2 attacks. But you know what? Why not, right? But as we die to Ath, and it's not even Ath, it was because of roads closed after Mystery 1. I should have taken that into account. There's no reason for me not to have taken that into account. But how many times would I have had to use the monument? Really, I guess is the question. Probably at least 3 times, if I were to guess, but we'll never know because I didn't use the monument before I entered the forest. So, without further ado, that's my score. And I'll reset the game really quick so I can get back in. But yeah, that wasn't great. So, back into another quick play I go. Goizo, ill-fated, all perks, Yashiro. The least I can do, as we do get Yashiro, is that, you know, maybe going through these you learn something. Especially from my failures, but also from successes. Charisma, strength, dexterity, every single stat check maybe, Takushi-san, second mystery. But anywho, let's equip this bronze crucifix and have a field day. I'm just gonna run hardware store as Yashiro. I think we'll also take Doomed already because we're on ill-fated. So Julia, I don't know what that was, but Julia, I'm on ill-fated with Doomed already. The best perk, again, things change between runs depending on your god combination. This also would have been nice for Occult Shop, but we don't have that, so away we go. As we do get the rumor. And you put on a cool shirt. Sweater? Sweater. Teacher, Nails, Bulletin, Botanist, Festival. Let's take Bulletin first. You can take Festival first to go for a Spiral Hood play. And we do have a bit of school investigations to go through. What's my maxed out level? Downtown, too. Never mind. I guess we're instead going down... Yeah, we'll do downtown for now. Might not be the best thing, but hey. The run is blessed. Gameplay-wise, though, Yashiro is... Yashiro. So, let's see what we get from this hardware store. Nothing. Absolutely no... We can grab the heavy-duty flashlight. At this point, I should use this. Because, one, we're on Goizo, so while I would like to save stamina and reason, I also need to not take damage during encounters. So, yeah. We can also equip the Demon Mask at my leisure, but let's wait until I lose some stamina before I do that. And let's visit the forest twice. Please, I want to at least... Well, the goal of this stream is to at least end this run with 2 in my score, but that might not get to do that, so... Funny enough, losing 2... Or Doom increasing by 2, but getting 1 reason is probably better than Goizo's 5 Doom for... maybe not, maybe not. Let's not say that much. Now, I'm not losing stamina yet, but... At least with this heavy-duty flashlight... Is this a buff? No, it's not. We're working with... It appears like we're working with base stats, but... Anywho. I could also throw the Demon Mask to 2-turn this, but I think I'd rather wear it. Even though I am Yashiro, so I might get Zeal. Some people would do it. I guess I could do it as well. Can I stop losing reason, though? Is that... Can I do that? Whoops. Sorry. Maybe no. You know what? I'm going to fix that, because I know you're not anything malicious. So let's actually fix that really quickly. Question mark? But as I keep going through, let me do a thing. Yeah, that shouldn't happen. But at the same time, I guess things can happen. Do a thing. Also, this is the wrong one. This is the wrong one. Can I do the thing here? Logging through YouTube while I keep going on. This can't be healthy, so I can equip the Demon Mask. Then I can concentrate on other perks. That's another thing I could do. A little Yashiro, not a trick or tip, but does help out. Allow, please. Yeah, and Yashiro obviously has a reference. Do I want this curse? Or do I want to risk... What mystery... I'm about to take Teacher, probably. So, you know what? Let's go in. And let's grab a katana. Never mind. That's right. I'm on ill-fated. I forgot. Hey, I always forget I'm ill-fated. Do you... Anywho. I think this is right. Let's see if this works. And I'm going to do that. I should also do... Oh, never mind. Let me do this thing, but I'm also going through a thing. 6 strength, no way I'm gonna eat that, although I should have actually taken the risk. Katana is a dexterity weapon, but it actually doesn't matter because Katana is so good that even if you have 1 dexterity, you're just doing prep strong anyway. That's the realistic thing. But... yeah, hold on, let me do a thing. Can I? Really? Really? It doesn't allow me to do that? Okay, well, I guess I'll work on a thing later. We'll take this so that we can fail it on purpose and get reason. Although, 38% Doom on my first mystery is not great. But hey. Let us remember the note and not fight this boss, please. That would be nice. What am I gonna do? Light... We do have every single stat check now, so... What do I really want to do? Now I can't fight ghosts with the Demon Mask, so that's another thing to think about. But, Botanist Festival, Nails, Teacher. I want to take Teacher Nails next. Do I get the ability to, is the question. I guess we're gonna find out, right? But meanwhile, let me do this thing really quickly so that what happened earlier in chat doesn't happen again. I think I'm still going to take nails because 6... Why am I not remembering this? I want to say 6 strength is the threshold. If you didn't know, 6 strength or maybe 7... I think I want to say it's 6 strength. If you have 6 strength, you can do teacher while bracing on the boss. Mainly to avoid a bug, but also to avoid taking more doom damage. Because, again, as a Harbinger tip, bracing on the boss here, if it does 3 doom damage, is kind of important. So, and for Yashiro in general, for any Yashiro mains, unless you play Negative Faith Yashiro, I don't personally advise that. But if you do, then keeping to keep Yashiro's faith high essentially asks you to play optimally. Or play efficiently, sorry. So what I mean by that is, well, basically, if your faith is negative while playing as Yashiro, you have not made your run efficient, in my opinion. Now, what I do want to ask, is this really a... No, I was about to say. I can't handcuff this delinquent. I'm not going to arrest the boss at the end here. And funny enough, this cult delinquent has more HP than the mid-boss, or second to last boss of this mystery. And yeah, you can't kill... Well, if you have... Brain damage is a curse, right? So if you have a way to remove curses, there are a few ways to remove curses in Roll of Horror. They're very sparse. You can't choose... We don't have, say, a sublocation to do that. We're actually going to take this fight, by the way. But there are ways to get rid of curses. They're just not very... There's not a lot of them. So we're instead going to do this... I think we'll just try to handcuff the boss. I think that's what I'm gonna plan to do. Anywho. That's right, I have the Demon Mask. That's why I'm doing an extra point of damage, I forgot. But we are on all perks, and hey! If you are making a character that uses guns, you want to give them perks like these, or at least a perk... I think the perk pack that has... Wait. Does the one perk pack have deft handling and CQC training? Well, but then you need extra... Well, you don't need extra ammo. Never mind. Never mind. Although I'm probably not going to be grabbing a firearm weapon, so I guess we're taking Fast Learner. We're also going to heal stamina here, for the sake of healing stamina. But hey. So, let's increase my doom some more, but also move on. I don't have an injury, right? I'm thinking of the previous run and I'm losing my mind, but... Okay, so I have to do this if I want to do a thing, so I might as well. And let's see if this helps things out. But otherwise, let us continue moving onward. 7 knowledge, please! No, that's right, I'm on ill-fated. I completely forgot. Okay, now I need to stop listening. Why do I keep forgetting I'm ill-fated? Help! Anywho, okay, well, now we're definitely going to immediately handcuff this. I also need to get the sensor ready. Just to be completely safe. If I wanted to go crazy, I could try to one-tap this encounter. Actually, I can't I? No, I have to take a risk. It's a very low risk, but let's see if I miss a 95%. We don't. But first I need to get the sensor set up, and then we're going to do this. So, as I said at the beginning of this mystery, but just as a quick tip, if you have 6 strength, you can brace attack teacher, barely. Or if you have, you know, faster combat actions, but normally characters don't have time action increases, or have faster time actions, so with 6 strength, you can brace attack teacher. What that allows you to do is only take 1 doom, while dealing however much damage you do to the boss. Compared to, say, if I did this without bracing, yeah, you get out in about 3 turns, but you take 6 doom damage, unless you have something to throw. Again, it depends on your strategy, but here I only took 3 doom damage here. I've seen people just face tank this boss, and that turns out, hey, is it really surprising when they doom out? As I'm getting close to dooming out as well, so... Because I have 60% doom moving into my 3rd mystery, and I don't have Akamanto. I think I have yet to find Akamanto, right? Anywho, as we go into nails, we also have handcuffs. I also have to remember I have Goizo, so I can't actually rest either without eating it in the face. But anywho, 2 stamina damage. Pretty cool. If nothing else, any extra point of damage is also very helpful, but right above that is if you have faster time actions, being able to brace is cool too. So yeah. Although we do need to keep healing. Now, Hot Bath Goizo could be a thing, but our Doom is already high enough as it is. I could also take Double Deck. So another quick little tip is that on Harbinger, getting a stat to 8 is better than healing. You can work the math out, but just to explain it, if I get my dexterity to 8 now, for the long term, this is better. But for the short term, if you need it for the short term, there's still merit in healing stamina or reason here. But because I want to look at the long term, I know I have the dexterity. I think I have the dexterity check at the lighthouse. Putting my dexterity to 8 here is more stamina healing. I'm doing air quotes in real life than healing 2 stamina here because I won't take 3 stamina damage entering the lighthouse with 8 dexterity. But since I'm not at the lighthouse yet, if I just outright die to 2 stamina, then putting my dexterity to 8 doesn't do anything. But because I'm doing some future work, we're going to do this. Also, I should have put the police patrols at the school, but it's too late. So yeah, and a good example is this. We run into Time Warper here. So if I died to stamina here, that would have not be good. Thankfully, I have a 100% chance to hit. I probably should have braced here, but it's fine for now. Although we are taking stamina damage still, so maybe I should have healed stamina. But that's the gamble you take when you're deciding if you want to 8 a stat. That's what I'm calling it. But more realistically, putting a stat to 8 as opposed to just outright healing in general. I could die here if I fail this, and I do because we're on ill fated. Whoops. So I should have healed stamina. Or rested, really. But if I rest, that's essentially, if you rest, especially on Goizo, you take probably more HP damage in general than if you had failed the stamina check, is what I'm trying to say. But no need to show you the scoreboard because I'm reset anyway. So Cthulhu World of Horror, character exclusive, random item Haru. Random item Haru, but we're Haru, so anywho. 2 mysteries, 15% Doom? Yeah. Oh, should have traded reason for stamina? Well, I couldn't trade it during the event, but I get what you mean. During Time Warper, probably should have done that. I didn't I should have also expected to lose stamina since I was in Nails, and nail events, specific events to the mystery nails, I normally take stamina. Yeah, I should. You're right, but that's kind of in hindsight as well, so. But you're right. You're more right than I'm right if we were to put this to a debate. Charisma, knowledge, second, Takshisan, dexterity. But in the back of my mind, usually praying and meditate. Yeah, obviously I died there, so I should have prayed or meditated. But it is a loss in HP overall to pray and meditate. But obviously, if you're gonna die, I think I did have like 13 reason to. So, anywho. Moving on, the milk has been spilled, but you can still learn from spilling your milk. That way you don't spill more milk in the future, as I often want to do. But as we move on, I lost the notes, by the way, so rip my funds for cigarettes, but a little masterclass in Haru. You can run weapons with Haru. He's good with weapons because he has Nicotine Rush, but you can also run him without weapons because he's good without weapons with Nicotine Rush. That's both sides of Haru. Although Haru was buffed at least 3 or 4 times. 2 of those times was indirectly, and one of them was a straight up a Haru buff, so yeah, Haru went through a lot. We also want the cigarette case immediately. But at the same time, also the preparation I'm doing here to grab another pack of cigarettes is essentially the same preparation I'd spend getting a weapon. And I guess that's why I've been running no weapon Haru a lot more often, is because I would rather spend Doom to get funds as Haru to grab more cigarettes than I would, and it's important I ran to that event there, but it's unfortunate I ran to that event there, then I would spend preparing for funds to get cigarettes. Basically, grabbing cigarettes is more important than grabbing a weapon for me, or shopping for a weapon for Haru for me. That way I'm spending less Doom. Now, you could do both, but at that point, I think you're losing a bit too much Doom. And then you could just go straight out and keep preparing until you have 3 packs of cigarettes. With a cigarette case, that usually... that sometimes can last you an entire run. Also, I have not yet smoked cigarettes, so unfortunately... We can eat the stamina damage. Do I want to, though? Yes, if only because I don't think I have any other things. So I should have smoked cigarettes. There's no reason for me to not smoke cigarettes. So that's the mistake I've made this run. If I lose because of this run, that's the mistake I've made. But anywho. I also should not have done what I did there, but hey. Let's just get out. Yeah, and Haru went through a lot, so he needs that. He needs that stress relief. But anywho. So we're not going to run into any apartment. Another quick tip, if you run into an encounter in a location, you may still run into an encounter, but you're not going to run into any encounters specific to the location you just fought. Normally. So what I mean by that is, since I just fought the apartment stalker in the apartments, you have to investigate the apartments twice before you run into any other apartment-related enemy, if that makes any sense. But and that's important because for Haru specifically, you want to smoke cigarettes. You only want to smoke cigarettes if you think you're going to fight an enemy. Because, well, if you're not going to fight an enemy, the cigarettes are not going to grant you any buffs in events, so yeah. But anywho, as much as yeah, we're just gonna do this. Why would I even take the risk? In that event specifically, you take the middle option because when you fail the knowledge check there, nothing happens normally. But when you succeed, you heal stamina. So that's a far cry from the other 2 choices, which you will lose something. I've forgotten because I've always picked the middle choice there. But anywho, moving onward. So if I'm really lucky, these cigarettes will last me the whole run, but if I have, say, like footage and or bulletin or botanist, throw what I just said out the window. We do have metamorphosis. I think I have illegal den. I had illegal den, so I don't get to do a thing. Botanist, festival, metamorphosis, painting. You know what? We're going to actually... No, I'm not. I was gonna say I'm going to take metamorphosis now. So this is likely a mistake, but I'm going to take painting now. Although, it's RNG regardless because I don't know how healthy I'm going to be. So if I save painting for my 4th mystery, but I only had 4 stamina, 6 reason going in, that's arguably worse. But Demon Mask Haru is pretty cool. I really should have smoked cigarettes before the apartment stalker fight. That's all I'm trying to say. Because now I'm in a boatload of trouble. So, we'll definitely do Metamorphosis next. Because the damage increase, I'm going to keep saying it, but it's because it's relevant. The damage increase, 4th mystery onward is... Man, that's a heck of a Metamorphosis fight you have to do. But if you're prepared, you can do anything you want, but that's... Normally, I'm not. But say if I were to grab... Oh, did I do the thing? I accidentally did the wrong thing. Because I swapped the flashlight for the demon mask. I'm only taking 1 all damage, but speeding up this fight would definitely have been a lot more helpful. Now, if I get out this turn, wasn't punished, but let's keep the demon mask on, because all the flashlight really does when you equip it is give you 1 perception. As long as the flashlight is in your inventory, aside from maybe 1 or 2 events, it'll provide its light source worth in events. Can I fight this boss, by the way? I'm gonna try to do it. This could be a mistake. Well, with that doom decrease, maybe? Because we can brace into 2 kicks. Probably with an attack boost. Never mind, I lied. But if our RNG is good, we definitely get out. I could cast Holy Glyphs, but I think I need the reason healing more here, so we'll try it out. I mean, look at that hole through the mask. He can smoke through the mask. Look at these holes. Anywho. 6 damage kicks. Am I gonna hit all 3 of these kicks? or risk dying, so that doesn't sound great. So instead, I'm going to do this. This should be guaranteed. No RNG involved, which is my favorite thing, or anyone's favorite thing, really. Now, does adding RNG add some flavor to the run? Sure, but if you can avoid it, avoid it. So, we get some drenched procs coming in. That helps if I need to smoke another pack of cigarettes. I may need to, so I'm going to take Irizumi. But we also want to brace a lot more, well, a lot more comfortably, so let's take some strength. And I forgot my second encounter. I also definitely want to rest before the boss here, but I also need to use the police station on top of that, so let's do that. Seaside is at max threat level, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be visiting down to... maybe not. Maybe not. I just made a mistake. I think I made a mistake. Yeah, I made a mistake. I could sell the flashlight. I could also visit the... Well, there's the drenched proc, but... Can I not die here, by the way? That would be nice. But I also need this, because if I want to do it... What a time to be alive for Mind Wipe, by the way. A brick would be nice, but more importantly, we need this pack of cigarettes. Now, if I died of reason loss here, because I get penalized to reason, sure, but there was that. And I should rest here. Yeah, I'm going to rest here. I have to rest twice, actually, otherwise there's no way I survive this boss. But let's see how good or bad this is. Also, that's right, I have a baseball bat. I forgot I had a baseball bat. Do I want to roll on this RNG, by the way? It's not RNG if I do this. Never mind. I'm making a lot of mistakes. Hey, masterclass in Haru, by the way. But I mean, this goes without saying. Without saying too much, as I get flesh regrowth. That Haru is a lot better character than he was. Now, I can still see why some people think he's average. Because he does depend on cigarettes, and if your luck isn't good, well, either A, you don't have the funds to get cigarettes, or B, bad things happen regardless of cigarettes. But A, that was not good. That was really not good. Can we even two-turn this boss? Question mark? I have Kana with me, but I was going to brace, well, I have to brace regardless here. Drenched really threw a monkey wrench into my... plans. We definitely have to do this. If I forget flesh regrowth, sure, but flesh regrowth is quite a good spell. So that's 12, 14 damage. I think if I throw the baseball bat here, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. So I'm going to take a risk and not trade any of my stamina, although we did lose bats, so the game just decided to rub it in my face as I was going to say it, but anywho, we can take Festival now, we can rest during Festival, so it's fine, kind of. I did forget my second encounter, so... pain. But as we fail to find any friends, we'll work with the friends we've got and do our best. For knowledge, it's too risky. Why did I use that tone? The towers. Anywho. Nice 12 plus 1 roll. Stats don't matter. Strength, please. The one thing I have as a Haru player. Can I slay the enemy there? Well, I would take Doom. Yeah, I'll just take Doom. Who am I kidding? We're on Goizo, right? Or no, Kotorufu. Never mind. I'm going absolutely insane. Because that means reason penalty pain. I think the reason penalty also factors into the Kotorufu Doom gain. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm often not paying attention there. But as I get into this quote-unquote question mark boss fight, with the power of Haru, it would be good to grab a spiral hood here. Am I able to? Because bracing here would save me a lot. So 4 Doom, but if you escape from this encounter, it's 5 Doom anyway. So yeah, Haru really profits in this encounter. If you've set everything up, obviously. But Actually, I could have even two-turned that. I made a mistake. I made a mistake even then because I was so fast and powerful that I didn't expect to do that much. But normally, it's a 3-turn encounter there with bracing if you've prepared enough. So, you know what? It's not so bad, but for the purposes of this Nuzlocke, because I am doing a Nuzlocke here, by the way, yeah, it would have been great to not do that. We just have to rush this. I don't think I even get to Monument. I need to pass that, though. I don't want to take HP damage. So, well, Doom is also HP, but hey, 410 billion finally came out as event of the day. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Anywho, let's get into this botanist. We're going to lose more Doom because of botanist things. And Doom is going to increase because of that. Are we okay here, by the way? We might not be okay here. I think we had Toxicon, right? Tell me I had Toxicon. Well, we definitely need to hit both of these kicks, so I'm going to... Never mind. We get to guaranteed 1 regardless. But the point is that we need to hit every single kick here. It kind of makes a difference. Okay, well... Still would have been appreciated, but I'll take it. Please tell me I don't have roads closed, by the way. I don't, thankfully. So we'll take reason damage here. Am I going to die to RNG? I'll give it my best shot, but when you die to RNG, that's why you have things like fresh flesh regrowth, and I don't mind using it as much. I did forget for a moment there, but... Can I do this? Oh, my goodness. You know what? I don't actually mind. I'm going to try to... hold on. Charisma. I have 7 dexterity. Okay, thank goodness. But let me see here. I don't think there's much I can do. Yeah, I want to prevent that from happening, basically. So let me see here. Na-na-na-na. So give me a moment while I fix something. But also, I'm going to keep moving forward just to do runs. But let me see here. Can I do this? Question mark? Maybe I should put out a thing there. But let me see if I can do this. Let's see if I do that, and let's see what happens in chat. But let me confront the person as well. Because this is not also a certain platform, so I cannot do things. Okay, yeah. Never mind. I should have put a timer. Oh, hey, is it... It's been a long time since I used Nightbot, among other things. And other things. I think there are at least 3 bots sitting in my chat right now. But anywho. And they have been putting work in, so... It's not like I can't use them, because if you... As a quick little aside, as I autopilot through this, also I should actually level up first. Core Strength would have been great 5 mysteries ago, and by 5 mysteries I mean the very beginning of the run. But you get what I mean. You know what? Funny enough, I'm going to take Core Thinking instead. But yeah, if you didn't know, a long time ago, or nearly a year ago, I played a game called Freedom Planet 2, and I streamed that game to completion, so I think that was like an 8 to 12 hour stream. And yeah, there were some things happening in my chat then, because I just happened to, for some reason, the bots came out and they posted things in my chat, and I had to get rid of them manually. And for some reason, because I was streaming on this platform, I didn't have Nightbot on this platform, and now I do. So hey. But I gotta figure out things. I'm pretty sure I can just add a number to the end of that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But as I lose 3 stamina, 2 reason, question mark, and I forgot both my seconds, so I really need to remember now. Do I even have the 6th floor, by the way? I don't. But losing reason here is gonna increase my doom, so essentially I can't rest. Actually, am I just dead here, by the way? I have flesh regrowth. No, I'm not dead. So, theoretically speaking, we should be fine. Because that's going to increase my doom a little bit. This is going to hurt me, but I have flesh regrowth. Theoretically, I can survive, but... yeah, I need to figure that out for next stream, which might be tomorrow, but we'll see. So it wasn't the painting, that's for sure. The apartment stalker, it was not either. Apartment stalker was actually first, if I recall. Because my first mystery was bulletin. I wish I had the mystery check first, because I definitely remember, well, I don't remember off the top of my head what my second mystery was. I'm gonna say Leech Girl, and I die by my decisions. So I made more than a few mistakes that run, so that's on me. But don't need to show you the scoreboard because nothing really changed. So hey, this stream is full of... I think my win rate in this stream alone is like 20%. But anywho, as we get into Yogatag, Eldritch Parasite, character exclusive jury. It doesn't matter that I'm jury. I think we had character exclusive perks as well, but let's actually focus. And by focus, I mean I'm just going to show you the strat I use on Eldritch Parasite. So strength, Takushi-san, second mystery, dexterity, charisma, light source, maybe. But that's part of this series as well, is for me to get better at also multitasking while staying focused on the game. That's... you could call it an excuse technically, but it's not untrue either. So we get the rumor twice in a row. But I'm not going to take Outdoorsman, so yeah, and someone already knows what the strat is, but I say I have Vigil, Bulletin, Arms, Coma, Botanist. Vigil, Coma, Arms, Bulletin, Botanist. Let's focus on the police station first. Oh yeah, definitely mention. When I have Vigil, if you want to just set and forget Mansion when you have Vigil for police patrols, go ahead. But my strat here is basically simple. We visit the History Club until we get Mind Drain and or Ghostly Sphere. It does not matter how much Doom we take. My Doom can now reach to like 40 to 60. The Horror can catch up to me, but getting one of those two spells, or both, is the most important thing. So here's Ghostly Sphere. We'll spend a few more Doom looking for anything else that's nice, but essentially, the Doom I spend grabbing a weapon is Doom I spend essentially grabbing one of these two spells. So we'll sit here for another few things. Gruesome Totem would be appreciated. And one more check-in, because that will put me at 22-ish%. Yeah, Book of Gore, why not? And away we go. So, yeah, now our run has... our survival chance of this run... our chance of surviving this run, or being victorious in this run, has shot up by, like, half of what it was. We are on Yogatag, so we can Doom out, but that's why I grabbed the Gruesome Totem as well. In fact, I can use it now because Gruesome Totem also fits into the thing. Oh, that's right. Book of Gore is useless. I'm on Eldritch Parasite. Well, regardless, if I survive this run, let it show that even though I wasted a use of the History Club, grabbing the Gruesome Totem and the Ghostly Spear is important. Hey, when I said to focus about less than a minute ago, did I mention that I was not focusing at all? I see Book of Gore, I grab Book of Gore, okay? Even though I'm on Eldritch Parasite where it's useless. Yes, Eldritch Parasite, for those who don't know, you can't heal, so grabbing Book of Gore. Unless you want injuries, but unfortunately we do not have a character that does good things based on the amount of injuries they have. Wink wink. But anywho, as I move on, because in that case, Book of Gore would be an amazing spell, regardless of the backstory. But the reason why you want Ghostly Spear here is so that you can do things like this and not take any damage in encounters at all, pretty much. Now, there is a point... if you had Mind Drain and Ghostly Spear, yes, that's... preferably you would want that, but... if you don't... yeah, I got it relatively early. I should have just stopped. If you want to be consistent, just stop as soon as you get Ghostly Spear or Mind Drain. That way you save on Doom. I should have done that because I'm on Yogatag, so my Doom is going to shoot up a bit. But, relatively speaking, I shouldn't have done that. My muscle memory told me to pick the quick route, not just because it's strength, but because Doom. But anywho. So, again, depending on the damage I take here, so we can take this damage in the face, kind of. But essentially, you're balancing your max stamina with your actual current stamina. So, we'll do this again. And now we can do the improvised trick, if I can do it. No, I can't, because I messed up. But, hey-o. So at least we grab a weapon from this, but it's not great. I shouldn't have done that, basically. And we're not going to take any Doom, because Jury's perks, they increase Doom. Because they increase Doom, they're not great. So hey. Just FI, you don't look at... Yeah, Twisted. There are enemies that can trigger certain things in people, and by trigger, I mean the actual medical use of the word trigger? Question mark? Is that... I don't know. But anywho. You get what I mean, especially with the true boss of nails. That's definitely a trypophobia, right? Trypophobia, fear of pattern or certain patterns and textures on things. So yeah, no, I understand. There are things that trigger certain people. Like, even though it doesn't really trigger me, but I have not lost a single point of reason, by the way. But. I do have, just to say it outright, because this isn't really, well, maybe it is, but I have hemophobia, so I have a fear of blood, normally. Blood gets me... Let's use my self-proclaimed abilities as a writer to explain. It makes me feel, well, the word is lightheaded, but essentially feels like there's a weight to, like, if I've strapped something to my... I've strapped a band to my forehead and then had a... kind of a heavy rock tied to the back of my head, weighing my head down. That's what it feels like when I see blood most of the time. So yeah, the ending of Eels is definitely another one. That's another big one. I could have also taken Vigil for Meat Cleaver. I guess I'll do it now. But basically, yeah, there are things in game that can really mess you up if you have certain things that make you adverse to them. Also, this should be the last run because I'm way past... Well, I started the stream late, so you know what? This run isn't so bad. But anywho. Yeah, you can hide the eye of the finger, at least on Eels. The dog, I guess you can just... You have to try and close your... I shouldn't be laughing because, yeah, again, it can trigger people, but... You close your eyes and try to find the escape button as soon as possible if it's really a thing. That's how I've seen someone on stream literally tried that. It wasn't for that specific enemy, but you get what I mean. It's a thing that happens, so yeah. And essentially, you know, as a funny little thing, you do want to essentially... You are playing essentially semi-blind when you are speedrunning the game, so... Started a run, got cut artery, yeah. Hopefully you're not in... Well, Flood, you can kind of avoid it, but you're not in Vigil, you're not in Ward. Well, Ward, you can get rid of it too, because you have the doctor's office. But if you don't have the funds, rip, man. My heart goes out to you. But as I continue using Ghostly Spear, it raises me up so I can use the Meat Cleaver. But anywho, on the dog, focus on the actions pretty much like clown. Yeah, don't look at the clown. Yeah, don't look at the clown. That's a very common tip for children, question mark? You had 3? Well, again, hope. If you have Book of Gore, you can kind of try to brute force through it, but oof. Because cut artery, I think, is pretty much guaranteed. We're taking stamina damage here, so I can use Ghostly Spear, but I should stop. Because if I can't get stats to 8, and as Jury, I definitely can't with the horror progress, reaching 100%, then, yeah, we need to be careful about my stamina as well. Bear Claw, oh yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right, you're doing the Mimi challenge. So, yeah, that's, yeah. I think Mimi's challenge, well, normally Mimi's challenge is the hardest, theoretically speaking. Funny Mask, unfortunately, does nothing for me here, but... If we're talking about Harbinger, I think it still has to be Mizuki's challenge that is the worst. Specifically on Harbinger, because Harbinger adds so many things that don't help you out on Mizuki's challenge. It makes it so much harder compared to Mimi, where Mimi at least has... Yeah, there's those funny mechanics, but at least some of them provide benefits. Mizuki, you have no benefits. Your benefits are, hey, you get funds, but what can you really use those funds for, aside from... protection from out of funds, right? So, Arms Coma Botanist. So, away I go into Arms. So, we don't have any more mansion investigations-ish. But it's not like we have much seaside anyway, so... Yeah. But with the power of the Gruesome Totem, hopefully our Doom stays okay, unless Yogathag decides to just be like, nah, man. Like, for example, I could try to grab the Tiny Key here, but usually I just brute force through Yogathag. So, yeah. If nothing else, the biggest thing I can do this run is to take reason damage, funny enough. So that's why I'm going to ask if they're hiding something to take reason damage. But if it's an event that I forget about, I forget about it. Now, Yogathag does things like that, but unfortunately I'm on Eldritch Parasite, so decreasing Doom, having my Doom at, say, 40% after 4 mysteries, but my HP is, like, at 2 stamina, 2 reason, on Eldritch Parasite, yeah, obviously that's bad, but you get the point. Having low HP on Eldritch Parasite, but having low Doom, that's not something I would normally take. At least I can sell this Funny Mask now. I can also, thankfully, with how much stamina damage I've taken so far, use Ghostly Spear a lot more often. Now, what else I can do? This. So, hey. Hey. Shiro-san. Shiro-san. Oh, boy. But anywho, as we are on Timeline A, and I could have gotten a Tiny Key. What could I have really done there? Unfortunately, I got time skip, but hey, we'll deal with it. And into Coma I go. So this is going to be 3 reason damage, but I still want to visit the monument just to see. We'll use it once, and that's all I can really do. What we play with is what we get. Although, yes, I should not have grabbed Book of Gore. If I die because of that 3% Doom, I'm going to be sad. But we'll find out. Also, this is not a hot debated topic, but it is something you can think about. Should threat levels proc when you succeed or heal during events? Probably not, but now that we have it affecting us, we'll say it this way. If you can survive Harbinger before major bugs that really affect your gameplay get patched, then you're a heck of a player. I would like to include myself in that, but based on what I see myself doing from time to time, boy, does it not feel that way. But again, I'm normally, well, not even being humble, I don't like to usually compliment myself. I think compliments should normally come from sources that are not yourself. But anywho, not saying that you shouldn't have self-confidence, I'm just saying that it's easy to lose yourself, I guess, if we're kind of being things. Yeah, Nails is not a location lock mystery. It is a fun little mystery where you have access to the town and you can do anything you want. Now, there is a guaranteed boss at the end of Nails, but that's up to the player to decide. 79% Doom moving into Botanist. This is going to hurt. I need to get into this force quickly, funny enough, because Yogathag stacking on top of the thing here. I might actually, yeah, let's actually visit the monument again. We need to, even if it gives me stamina damage. Now, I don't have any of my stats at 8, so hey. This is painful. Killer Encounter are special events special to Nails. Specific to Nails? Specific to Nails. Question mark? And there are a handful of them that can be drawn during the Mystery Nails. Oh boy. Oh buddy boy, this leech girl. Please tell me I don't have every single stamina reducing check in the lighthouse, because if that's the case, being jury here is really gonna, well, being jury and grabbing Book of Gold or on top of that is really gonna hurt me. So let's see here. The immersion will take reason damage there. And now I don't remember. Oh my goodness, please, please. I don't remember my second encounter anyway, so I might just be dead either way. But hey, at least I'll know I'll be reset for the next stream. Even though that's not a good thing to take away from this. It's the best I can think of. Ghostly Sphere. Ghostly Sphere. Yeah, okay, you know what? From here on out, I guess if the moment I get Ghostly Spear... Okay, never mind. I'm gonna kind of rewind back on that, but... No, I normally don't because there's not really... Well, you can, but in my experience, it doesn't work out well. Because what often happens is, even if, say, I'm being efficient and visiting the side quest, let's say I dodge... let's say I'm in Arms, Yogathag is looking at apartments, so I decide to visit the hospital to do the side quest, and I know I'm on timeline A. What's going to happen there is I visit the hospital and I run into the 2 nurse attendants, and then I'm just running away for 5 doom, so... If that's going to happen, I might as well have just taken Yogathag. In my experience, anyway. But yes, normally you should be sidestepping Yogathag. I think I'm dead no matter what. 95% doom. I'm shaking my head in real life. Me grabbing Book of Core actually made a difference here. Theoretically, I can survive this run. Let's be sure. Let's see what lighthouse checks we actually have, though. And how many floors we have to ascend, because I think we have the 6th floor as well. But you get what I'm saying, right? So... Hold on. Strength, dexterity, charisma. Okay, so theoretically we would have survived, but because of my Book of... Yeah, also I've made a lot of bad decisions this run, but hey. Yeah, so the thing about Yogathag is that when you dodge Yogathag, the RNG involved there is that you run into an event that does more damage than the 2 Doom Yogathag would have given you. In this case, I still should have brute forced Yogathag because I could have avoided a lot of the Doom increases here. So that wasn't on Yogathag, it was more on the player. That's why I brute forced. I think even since my sit-down review of Yogathag 2 years ago, I still brute force Yogathag for that very reason. Because every time I've done it, I mean, I could do it just... You know what? That's gonna be tomorrow's video if a stream doesn't come out. Because I might be doing something tomorrow, but we'll see. Maybe it's on Sunday instead. We'll see. But essentially, that's what happens. It definitely... Obviously, it will happen. But whether or not it was... Because the optimal good thing that comes out is that you dodge Yogathag, and then you get an event that gives you minimum experience, but let's just be completely insane and say you get the katana, then it works out. But either way, you're working with a... You have to take a risk both ways. Either you take 2 Doom, and you keep taking 2 Doom through penalties, or you swerve the 2 Doom, but you run into Class of 1984 in the seaside, and you're just like, well, gotta run away for 5 Doom, or, you know... Also, what did I do second? Vigil? Vigil. So yeah, I would have... so here, I died because I took Book of Core. Although, you know, if I got Elusive as Jury, that would have helped out as well, but that obviously RNG would never give me that much. But I did make the mistake here. So without further ado, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed to my channel. That would help me out the most. That helps me out the most right now. Obviously, I'm trying to hit 1K subscribers, but I don't think I have a lot of time for another run. So we can sit here for about a minute while I close the stream out. If you have any questions or things, though, that's why I wait usually at the end of the stream. Please let me know. If you have any suggestions or challenges you want me to try doing, we'll do that as well. Like, hey, dodge Yogathag. That's the idea that came from me. But well, yeah, not really much else happening during the weekend. If I release Emiko, I'll just say her name straight up. I will. Otherwise, I'm probably going to try looking into other things. So if tomorrow is not a custom character stream, I'll think of something to do. So, without further ado, again, if you want to help out a little bit more, memberships are open. You get to do things like... You get to use emotes like this for some reason that I've made. But yeah, without further ado, that should probably be the end of this stream. So if you have other things to do your things. Otherwise, yeah, still coming out with the event of the day. If I don't, I'll usually post a message. It'll take me pretty much a few months to get through event of the day because I forgot that now we have like over 200 events. But yeah, without further ado, if no one else has anything, you can also contact me on Discord. You can try, if you have business things like you want to try for something, I'll usually confirm it, but I have a business email as well. But you can also talk to me through the community page or just comment on the video. As long as, you know, sometimes I respond, sometimes I don't. Please forgive me if I don't have the chance all the time. But without further ado, that'll be the end of the stream. So until then, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye!